Like and subscribe right now, or this spider will crawl on your face when you're sleeping. Who doesn't like to have some candy when you have plenty to choose from? Candies can lift your bad mood, but the production of some candies was banned because they were life destroyers. Certain candies can even put you 6 feet under. In today's episode, let's look at 10 banned candies that can kill you. Number 10. Hershey's Take 5. We all know sugary stuff is always unhealthy to consume, but this chocolate bar, Hershey's Take 5, was a big no. Why? Because of its questionable ingredients. If you have a habit of reading the ingredients list, then you would probably know that partially hydrogenated oil, most commonly known as trans fats, is not the one you would consume happily. But this ingredient was in the Take 5 ingredients list. For those who don't know, trans fats not only upset the balance between the good and the bad cholesterol, they're also linked with serious diseases like type 2 diabetes and heart disease. Maybe that wasn't enough, that Hershey added one heck of a sugar punch. Due to these questionable ingredients, the company faced consumer backlash and the product was discontinued. Number 9. Exploding gum. Do you know a candy that can be called multi-purpose? Yeah, you guessed it right, chewing gum. Blow bubbles or just chew endlessly, having a combination of sweet-sour flavors. But certainly, no one has ever died from chewing regular chewing gum. And yeah, don't worry, swallowing gum won't kill you. But there are always exceptions, and in this case, one particular incident had deadly results. This happened in the year 2009, when a Ukrainian chemistry student liked his chewing gum to have an increased sour taste. He found out that dipping it in citric acid before chewing it increased the sourness. However, things got messed up when one day he dipped it in the wrong bowl, containing an unidentified chemical. All it took was one chew, and the gum exploded in his mouth. His entire jaw was blown off, and the 25-year-old student died from his injuries. A mistake that cost him his life. This insane recipe is off the hook and left us all with this lesson. Never mess with your chewing gum recipe. Number 8. Hippy Sippy. The 1960s are notorious for being, let's say, a little experimental. That can be the only explanation for the production of candy like Hippy Sippy. This candy was made back in 1968 and imported from Japan. A plastic toy filled with multicolored chocolate balls. Sounds nothing odd, right? Then what was objectionable? The method to get to those balls. To get to the chocolate, you had to suck on a needle, which is often associated with drug use. So there's that. Surprisingly, this wasn't all accidental, but was literally designed to replicate the hippie culture. Now it's quite clear why Hippy Sippies didn't make parents feel all easy with this candy usage. To make things even worse, a button was attached to the thin tip that had slogans like, "I'll try anything," and "We sell happiness." This product was definitely sending the wrong message to kids. Needless to say, these experimental candies didn't last very long and were pulled from the shelves after only a year of being released. Number 7. Toxic Waste Chew Bar. Why would someone like to have something with such a terrible name? This was definitely not safe. Launched in 2007, this candy was imported from Pakistan. Toxic Waste Chew Bar was claimed to have extreme and unmatched sourness. What else would you expect from a candy wrapped in bright yellow caution-like tape? Also, the company's website featured the screech of a blaring warning horn. After some raising health concerns, this candy was discontinued in 2011. Even the FDA deemed it unsafe to eat after conducting some tests which showed a significant level of lead in the bars, almost 3 times the accepted lead levels. No one had been sick from eating the candy yet, but it could potentially be harmful to small children, infants, and pregnant women. So, in a case of better safe than sorry, it was pulled and banned from the US. Number 6. Roadkill Gummy Candy. So many different types of gummy candies are available. To stand out there must be something unique about the candy. Back in 2004, Kraft thought they had revolutionized the world of candy by coming up with Roadkill Gummy Candy. The gummy candy bag had all sorts of colorful animals, from squirrels, snakes, and even chickens. But what's odd? They had tire marks on them. Even though these candies were meant to be fun and harmless, animal rights activists didn't seem to think so. The candies seemed to promote the idea of injuring animals. Kraft had to stop production the following year because of a series of pushback campaigns. Number 5. Kinder Eggs. Kinder Eggs can be regarded as one of the best candies, with 2 in 1 pack, creamy candy, and then a toy to assemble. Who wouldn't want that? Well, this was fun when they were still allowed in the United States. Surprisingly, the little chocolate eggs are now banned in America. The reason being, a very old law from the 1930s that strictly prohibits any non-nutritional objects from being placed in any type of food. And that's exactly what Kinder Surprises are. The concern was the little toys inside the candy could be confused by some kids as another candy, which would pose a serious choking hazard. While it may seem like going a little overboard, the concerns aren't completely unfounded. In 2016, a 3-year-old in France died after choking on a Kinder Surprise toy. And it wasn't the first time tragedies like that had occurred. Despite repeated attempts to bring the candies to the US, Kinder Surprise is sold in many parts of the world, just not in the US. Number 4. Smarties. This powdered candy is banned for seemingly an obvious reason. Sure, Smarties look completely fine, and these little candies even taste fine, maybe like medicine. But that's not really the problem here. The problem comes from how kids consume this candy, by mouth or they snort the candy. Yeah, you heard that right, snorting. Kids started to sniff these powdered candies. This behavior isn't just extremely alarming, but it also comes with its health risks, including breathing problems, asthma attacks, and even nasal maggots. Okay, the last one is pretty rare, but it can happen. Back in 2011, the principal of Northern Hills Middle School in Michigan banned any sugar candies, including Smarties and Pixie Sticks. Better to just ban these objectionable candies. Number 3. Lolly's Pipe. Although this candy was available in many different flavors, you'd probably not want your kids to have these. Not because of ingredients, but for the shape of this candy. Lolly Pipe, made from candy, resembled a smoking pipe and were designed for smoking by adults. One of their marketing campaigns even claimed that they were flame-proof so that they could be used over and over again. They were never intended for kids, but as it was candy with weird shapes, it interested kids. Parents started complaining to the company that these lollipops were promoting bad habits to underage people. The parents were right, and the candy pipe was immediately banned. And now let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day. This image was sent to us by a subscriber. Similarly, if you ever wish to know more about an image you come across, just send it to us. Who knows, we might even feature it in one of our videos. Number 2. The subscriber's pick. Our subscriber picture today shows another candy that was banned. This was named Candy Cigarettes.
Candy cigarettes? I didn't know they made these.
That's quite obvious. Such candy would never be allowed by parents to be in their kids' hands. In the late 1800s, this candy came to market, made up of sugar gum or chocolate wrapped in a paper placed in a pack that clearly resembled a box of cigarettes. What's highly objectionable was some even had some powder sugar that could be blown through candy sticks to simulate smoke. This was seen as a way to desensitize children to the idea of smoking, the perfect way for kids to mirror exactly what the grown-ups were doing. Even studies revealed that a surprising percentage of smokers had candy cigarettes when they were younger. This innocent candy treat was not so good for children and was banned from virtually all countries of the world. Number 1. Haribo Sugar-Free Gummy Bears. Haribo gummy bears are undoubtedly the best, but sugar-free gummy bears didn't go quite well. Cutting out sugar was a great idea indeed, but the way they did it was highly objectionable. In 2004, people started to notice unfortunate side effects by the consumption of candy. Why? The reason being, sugar was replaced with glycine, also called sugar alcohol. As sweet as sugar, but with half the calories. That sounds like the perfect replacement, but it wasn't as well as it sounds. Glycine can't be fully digested by our bodies, and when consumed in large amounts, it can even start to ferment in our stomachs. Some Amazon reviews even called it an intestinal power wash. Haribo even included a warning on the package, but later on put a stop to their production. And that concludes our list of 10 banned candies that can kill. Are you the one who ever tried one of these? Which we certainly won't recommend. Comment down below to let us know. Before you go, don't forget to like and subscribe, and click the bell icon to stay up to date with our latest videos. We'll see you next time.